Mrs. Goss is a multitasking teacher master at Mason. Her students practice and learn strong sentence writing, emotional intelligence, history, and thinking skills.
The activity I'm going to highlight for you is the use of individual positive labels. It supports our school team's KC3 Positive Label program while also emphasizing writing skills. I created this strategy for students to learn and practice by having them write a compliment to each other. The students used positive character labels and wrote reasons to support the labels. Before the activity, I read the book Dear Mr. Hatch. I used notebook paper for the compliments and construction paper for the end product, hearts. This book illustrates that the power of words can help you or hurt you. In the book, Mr. Hatch changes his outlook on life when he hears positive words from a stranger. We brainstormed a list of positive labels on the board. I then explained the assignment to the class. Each student would write his or her name at the top of a piece of notebook paper. We came up with a system for trading papers. Each student wrote a compliment for every student in the class. The compliment had to be a complete sentence, and you had to explain the compliment fully. For example, you could not write, "John is nice." You had to explain how John is nice. I typed the compliments and corrected the spellings after school. On day 2, each student made a large heart with the border design. I distributed the typed compliments. Each student cut apart his or her compliments and glued them to the heart. And the last step was for me to laminate the hearts. I've done this activity in the past and have found that it's quite meaningful to the students. I was told by a parent of a 7th grader that he still has his heart from 2nd grade. I believe that when students hear positive labels about themselves, they become that label.
I learned a lot, laughed a lot, and noticed that good character is modeled here every day. Plus, parents and teachers work as a teaching team. Kind words can replace name-calling and teasing when everybody tries to use the positive label program approach.
Raising a child who loves to read is one of the most life-changing gifts a parent can provide. Want your child to have a lifelong competitive edge? Here's how.
I love to read. My sleep shirt proclaims, so many books, so little time. The credit for my lifelong love affair with reading rightly rests with my parents. The blame for my bizarre early reading style rests squarely with them too. I arrived in kindergarten able to read upside down and backwards. Today, I might be labeled with a learning disability and sent off for testing. Back then, watching me turn the book upside down to read, my teacher simply asked, "How did you learn to do that?" Mom gave me paper and crayons to occupy me as she sat across the table with my older brother and sister and helped them with their homework. While they learned their lessons, I was learning to read. The 5 things my parents did right are: they read to me. They read with me. They talked about the things they were reading. They hooked me up to all the free stuff. They set reading standards and enforced them. What you can do regularly, spend quality time with your child reading. Enjoy all the books. You know, bedtime stories aren't simply for bedtime anymore. Cuddling up with your child in a good book helps your child learn to read and to think. Plus, the hugs help the learning too. You know, a car trip doesn't require a DVD. Bring along good books to read aloud and listen to good books on CD. Let your child see you read. Create a home environment where we all read all the time. Get each child a library card and assign trips to the library the same importance and frequency as trips to the grocery store. Set family reading standards and enforce them. You don't want your child eating dirt, and you don't want them reading trash. Set your family reading standards and have clear consequences for bad behavior. Monitor actions. Hold yourself accountable to the same standards you set for your children. Raising your child to be a reader is an amazing accomplishment. Plus, it's powerfully positive parenting.
You're watching KC3 TV, a public service of the Cameron Institute.
That's it for this Success Class journey. Our travels brought us in contact with the people making a positive impact on American education and their families and their communities. We focused on the facts. You learned the how-to steps of raising a reader, a child who loves to read. We gathered stories from amazing people who are increasing quality teaching time, teaching life skills, language arts, history, and character education as they live and apply the KC3 Positive Label Program principles. The reality is, we make an impact on each person we meet. Since the choice is ours, we can choose to have that be negative or positive. Thank you for choosing positive. Because as the Casey song says, I'm the superhero of my own attitude. And I'm Margaret Ross, until our journey brings us together again. Success class is dismissed.